And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to day 3. It's playoff action of the U18 C Provincials. And congratulations to Summerside and Grand Lake, who have made it here thus far, making it past day 2. And here we are, about set for puck drop. We'll get a better camera angle momentarily here. As we start off, it's quickly cleared in Lancaster zone, going around McNutt. He has pressure from the booer that tried to throw that out in front. Kings now try to clear their zone. Pressure up here from Bailey. Sent across McGivry. Trying to crow around his own zone. That'll go to the blue line and be sent back in. Again, moving in the corner. McNutt with a little backhand sauce to McGivry. McGivry trying to set it up, trying to make it past Emberley with a pass out in front. It's poked away by Miranda. The intended pass being Hosford. Back in the Kings' end, McNutt trying to move it along. Hosford against the wall. It's sent out in front, right close to the Lancaster net. And our starting goalies for tonight, for Grand Wild, number 33, Justin Swift getting the start. And for Lancaster, that looks to be McCarthy going back in the net. Cross ice, pass, the shot, scores! And it starts off hot for Grand Lake. It's 1-0. Just under 2 minutes into this game. And that's Ty Gunter. Starts off the scoring early, getting a beautiful cross-ice feed and making no mistakes to snipe it in. The only one not protected. And make it a 1-0 Grand Wild lead early into this face-off. Both teams having an incredible round robin. Grand Lake finishing first in Group A, Lancaster second in Group B, and first in Group B is Tri-County. They're taking on Restigouche North in our next semifinal matchup. Face off still in the Lancaster zone. Cleared out. This will go all the way down the ice. Not going to go for icing. Behind his own net. Throwing it across is Levine. It'll go to the boards. Davenport. Or rather, skating up with speed. That's going to be number 18, Jet Faskel, working in. The shot saved. Turned away. Rebound is right next to the pad of McCarthy. We do have a Grand Lake man advantage in our possession right now. Skating back with it, Faskel. Working in, fake going up that left side again, cutting to the middle. Jet Faskel still with it, leaving it off. The shot, saved by the glove of McCarthy. There's a shot save, and again another rebound that is smothered up. Another face-off draw, won by the Wild. The shot through traffic, saved. Rebound eventually smothered up, but again another close call for Lancaster. And excuse me for the mix-up, it's Corey Winter that is in net for Lancaster right now, not McCarthy. There he is making a clutch save with the glove. And it's Logan Underhill that's in the box for Lancaster. He was off for a tripping call just a moment ago. Another face-off win. It's brought behind the net by Lancaster. Stopped to the line. Miranda waits. Tries to throw it across. That one hit the stick of Gage Emberly. Will go into the corner. Successful clear. Might be a break. Walking in is Graves. He's going against Miranda. Graves, the shot that's over the net of Swift. McGivry thrown out in front. That one had just missed the crease. Graves again going to hold the line. Waiting. Recognizes he's short-handed. And a good heads-up play. Going to go back to his own end to kill a bit more time. Hosford had tried to throw it against the line. McGivry trying to move that one over for Graves. Back in the wild end. Bailey throws a rocket of a pass across to Miranda. Skating with speed along the blue line. Miranda, drop pass. DeVuber waits, shoots. And that one deflected. A clearing just gets outside the line. That one not by much. Lancaster getting it out of their own end. Hosford going over the line. Skating in within the blue line. Not too much time left to go. On this man advantage, it has been successfully killed off by Lancaster. Miranda starts it again for Grand Lake. Pass to Bailey, one touch to DeBoover. Stepping in, drop to Miranda. Stepping in, Braden Miranda works in the shot. Saved by the pad of Corey Winter. Another try, DeBoover goes across. Bailey, Miranda, shot. Saved, rebound, DeBoover again. And they score! Had about 3 efforts on the shot. Original one from Miranda from the top of the blue line. And that rattled around about everyone's stick, and it's looking like that's going to be Dax DeBoover that gets it started again. Or rather, Ty Gunter will get his second of the game. It'll now be 2-0 Grand Lake. Both goals coming from Ty Gunter so far. Shot saved by Winter. Going in behind the net for Lancaster and taking it around the boards is Underhill. Still with it. Emberly had tried to pass someone out in front. It's backhanded high and along the glass. This will continue down for Grand Lake as they regroup. Going around the net with speed. Jenkins going up the right side, having pressure from Andrews. Still continuing over the red line. Over the blue line. Still with it. And he's upended shortly after getting into the zone. Andrews throwing that out in front. It's a dangerous pass for Bailey, who has a try. And another save turned away by Winter out in the crease. Kings try to break it out. Deflected off Andrews. Going back for it, Jenkins. He stops, hits the brakes, waits, tries to deliver a pass, and that one just misses Cypher, going all the way back down to Lancaster end. They'll try it again with a pass. This one going to be in between the feet of, I believe that looks like it's Miller. Court had tried to push it down deeper into the zone. Moving up, Gunter has 2 Genos already to his name. Stepping up, the shot saved by Winter. Almost getting a hat trick within the first 6 minutes of a semifinal game. Going to be another try. That one blocked and taken away by McGivry. Little saucer pass that hits Hosford, and it just skips over his twig. Jenkins going up against Graves. Now stepping in, trying to work to the middle. Here's Emberly. Will finally get behind the net, pressured up by McGivry. Rimmed around the boards by McDonald. This one taking out potential 2-on-1 for Lancaster. Grand Wild defense just getting on the shot. Tipped off the glove of Swift. Stopped in at the line. Hosford has some room, may have another chance. The shot is blocked by defenseman. Looks like it's Austin Emberly. That last goal, it's Gunter from Cypher and Bailey at 11:02 of our first period. Quickly off the draw, brought behind the net, hitting the brakes, Haley. Had tried to go over to Austin Emberly. It's chased back all the way by Kelly. Graves trying to get a little flexion pass, try to get over to McGivry. Graves stepping in on the hash marks, drop pass, doesn't anyone, winding up is Kelly, and couldn't get enough of the shot. He had a stick in his way. Emberly with a pass that is picked off and almost kept in by McGivry. Lancaster now regrouping. McNutt, Kelly, they tic-tac-toed over to Hosford, trying to move it to the middle. I tried to see Grays. Now moving up for the Wild is McGee, stepping in on the left. McGee works and shoots. That one's deflected up and into the netting. So an action-packed first period. Thus far, 2 goals by number 34 on the Grand Lake bench. Ty Gunter has gotten their momentum off to a hot start. Haley again trying to hold the red line, working it in. Emberly. It's Austin Emberly trying to find it in his feet. Haley battling up. McGee in there as well. It's shot all the way down to the Grand Lake end. This one's going to go racing up against Lancaster. Face off to the left of Winter out in the net. Won by the Wild. The shot scores from the blue line. What an absolute ripper. That's number 91, Ethan Haley, with an absolute collat bomb from the blue line, stepping up right off the draw, makes no mistake. And that one had eyes for the top shelf. Now a well-taken timeout by Lancaster. They need a little break here. Try to calm down a bit. 3-0. Grand Lake, 8:10 left to go in our first period. And now in net for Lancaster, they've made the change. It's Jake McCarthy stepping in between the pipes after an unlucky first half of this first frame. As Grand Lake is now still up 3-0 on Lancaster. And they try to get some momentum back, stepping in offside. Face off to go just outside the blue line. Close to the Grand Lake zone. Stepping in, fast goal, trying to go between the legs of a Lancaster defenseman. That ain't gonna happen. Bit of a collision as now Lancaster goes up 3-on-2. Stepping in, there's a shot from McGivry that's caught by the glove of Swift. Off the draw, Andrews trying to go to the blue line, taken away by Fastgoal. Maybe all alone, chasing back is Underhill. Fastgoal trying to work in, the shot, save made by McCarthy. Rimmed around the boards, this one's gonna be kept in the line. There's another shot, this one misses the net. Andrews going against it with Levine. Now in there's Emberly, it's chucked out, back for Bailey. Bailey across. Stepping in with the small little dump in was Scribner. Wild step in. Here's a shot that's saved by McCarthy. McCarthy, ever since he's come into this game, he's been sharp. Has saved multiple chances The latest one here from the shot from Fasquel. Here dropping the puck. Winning it was Graves and had gone, taking a weird bounce right to the Lancaster net. McGivry outside his own zone, throwing it across. Stepping with it, Levine stumbling, sent out by DeBouver. He had tried to hit Gunter, cleared back in by Lancaster. Scribner finding it in the corner for the Wild. Hosford had tried to send it out to the middle, stumbling to his feet, kept in by McGivry. Little pass down to Hosford between his legs. Hosford, McGivry trying a 1-T. Here's Kelly finding some room, curling back towards the blue line. Going up top, McGivry waits, little pass off for McNutt. Sent back into the blue line. McNutt waiting, shooting, save, rebound, scores! And Lancaster have found themselves on the board. It's Malachi McGivry finding it off the rebound. The pad of Swift, initial shot from McNutt towards the blue line. It had been tipped on the way there. Looks like that's from Hosford. And McGivry makes no mistake sending that one to the top shelf. Another try off the draw. Back in the Grand Wild end. Miller going around the cage. An outlet pass, giveaway. Hosford right in the slot. Shot save made by Swift. Rebound, another try. It's set to the blue line. McNutt with a shot. Deflected. Hosford turnaround shot. Saved by Swift. Another shot. They score! McGivry 2 times in one shift. It's back to 3-2, a 1-goal game. Again, another shot from McNutt looking oddly similar. Hosford with a try off a rebound, and McGivry right place, right time. Now in the span of about 20 seconds, Lancaster is back to within 1 goal. Emberley working through the middle. Gage Emberley, what a couple moves. Now finally gets it stolen. Sent back by McGee. And it looked like that had found its way in to the players' bench. Kings quickly bring it up. Sending across. There's a slap shot. That one by McCallery. And just unable to get anything on it. Gage Emberley moving it through for the Wild. Trying to step in with a toe drag. Stumbling to his feet to the blue line. Waiting and trying to get a shot. I believe that was Fasquel from the blue line to the first. The 2 Lancaster goals, they're each scored by McGivry. And the assists go to Graves and McNutt, respectively. So those 3 players are all on the board with 2 points so far. Winning the draw. Wild throw that out in front, trying to get a shot off. Cleared back to the blue line. Trying to make a move with it was Jenkins. Still loose. Thrown out of the zone by Grand Wild themselves, and they now have to go and regroup. Jenkins stepping in. Backhand, shoveling it over to Austin Emberley. Trying to throw that into the zone. It looked like that had hit off the official. Wild digging deep in the zone. It's Gaddis. Rimmed across. Andrews fallen over, and they now battle for the puck between a man, and we're going to have a call somewhere along the way. Andrews is down on the ice, so we may have a Lancaster man advantage, it looks like. Oh, linesman almost falling. Helping Jenkins to the box. It seems to be the case that Lancaster's off to a man advantage. Grand Lake has 4 players on the ice. Looks like Lancaster has 5. And it looks like Jenkins comes out of the box. Unsure exactly what had happened. And we have a Lancaster penalty, it looks like. Andrews is in the box. So it went from Lancaster man advantage. Now they are shorthanded. Lancaster bench not looking all too amused with the call. Regardless, here we go. Grand Lake man advantage. Their second one of the game. They're 0 for 1 so far here at the blue line. Shot in, just missing the net. Kelly trying to go around, and he fakes going around the net, going to Hosford along the wall. Passing over to Kelly. Lancaster coming up on the rush, stepping into the zone. Graves may have a chance, and it's just offside. He had looked to try to move towards that loose puck. We got the Louisville mascot out here, getting the crowd a bit hyped. It's semi-final action. Win and you're in the finals, lose and you get to go home. Swift right now for the Wild has a player stick, trying to find his goalie stick. Meanwhile, Grand Lake moving towards the offensive end. McGivry back for Lancaster. He wants the hat trick. The shot saved, and a rebound off the pad. He's going to try again. It goes over the net, dangerously close to Graves. Fastball trying to move through the line. Blocked by Hosford. Now he meets Levine. Levine and Hosford in the offensive zone corner. Gunter, rather, trying to move through McGivry. Gunter still skating in. What a move. Gunter the shot. Turned away. Another chance. Fastball had almost gotten a stick on it. Moving back. Lancaster end. Scribner. Going behind the net of Swift. Notice, may be able to tell there's a player stick above the net of Swift. Fastball stepping in, trying to have a shot, dangles to the middle. Now must forcefully wrap around, move back up towards the blue line. Fastball still with it. Backhanded, Gage Emberley. He tries a backhand shot that goes behind the net. It's loose out in front. Here's Fastball, the shot. Save, they dig at it before it's turned away and moved over to the corner. And we have something happening. It may be a call. Looks like McCormick in the net had wanted something. Look at those other 2 penalties. They were offsetting. It was Jenkins for cross-checking and Andrews for holding. So it was 5-on-5 for that entire sequence. Lancaster off the draw with possession with their D. They quickly flip it outside the zone. Moving back is Levine for the Wild. Going up the wall, Emberley. Skating up, Gage Emberley trying to cut to the middle. Still with the puck, barely, and it's shot out to center. Moving back, Scribner across for Levine. throwing that one in. It's tried the other one over to DeBoover. It's going to go back the other way through center. Lancaster trying to work their way through a big collision near the wall. Levine shoving off Downey, stepping up. DeBoover waiting, trying to cut across, and he's hit dangerously into the boards. And we're going to have another Lancaster call. Emberley goes to check on him. He's all right. And it's Shane McDonald that's going to go to the box, I believe, for body contact. So a Grand Lake power play up and coming. And currently before this draw, we'd like to appreciate currently over 120 watching live on this Sunday morning. It's semifinals action. It's do or die moments now. Scrivener slap shot. One-timer had tried to send that one over the opposite side for Miranda. Miranda stepping in, trying to pass that one out in front. It's cleared. Maybe a potential break for Lancaster. Stepping in is Graves against Scrivener. Graves hits the brakes. The shot saved and turned away by Swift. Moving back with it, Miranda. Tried to send that one to DeBoover off the line. There's Gunter. Back with it. Shooting. Save. They score! I thought McCarthy had saved it. Must have just squeaked by. And Grand Lake now goes back up to a 2-goal deficit. It's 4-2. And there is Gunter with his hat trick. In the first period, a shot just from the ringette line. Doesn't look too dangerous, but finds its way into the net. Now 4-2 Grand Lake. And there's the organizer of the tournament, Kevin Blackman, having a bit of moves with the Louisville mascot. Both of them trying to get this crowd up and bumping. There's still a delay dropping the puck. Referee talking to the Lancaster bench. Here we finally go. Just less than a minute left. Another quick whistle. In the neutral zone, across from the Lancaster bench, towards their zone. A high-scoring first period, that goes without saying. 6 goals being split, 4 for the Wild and 2 for Lancaster, bringing it in. Trying to move his way is McGivry. He has both goals for the Kings so far. Sent back in by Kelly. Moving to the middle, Hosford taken away by Miranda, and he'll send it across the boards for Emberley. Skating up with speed in the Lancaster zone, weaving between a couple men, and will go far into the Lancaster corner. Kelly wrapping it around the boards. McGivry has a lot of time and space. He'll go back to his defenseman McNutt as he moves around the net. Evading DeBoover. McNutt with a stretch pass up for Graves. Having his stick lifted by Fasquell. He goes across and into the zone. Stepping in, winding up for a drive, and it's caught by Swift. That one by Hosford had taken a moment to decide and decides to let one rip. No real screen. So a pretty easy save made for Swift. When Swift can see it, he is going to save it. The struggles have been so far. The rebound's off the pad. There's a shot deflected. Banging away is Andrews. Now he's going to be promptly taken away from the net. Linesman coming to separate. Downey trying to get a shot on net. It goes into the corner, banks off the boards. This one will go over and across to Molnar. Trying to step up. A Wild player goes diving, kind of like Bobby Orr. Now it goes back for Grand Lake behind their net. Not too much time. They're going to have to escape their zone quickly. Bailey working up the blue line. Over center and unable to get a shot on. And that marks the end of our first period. 4-2 in favor of Grand Lake. Those goals being scored. It started off 3-0 for Grand Lake. Started Gunter from Emerly and Levine. Gunter from Cipher and Bailey. And then Haley from McGee. That was a 3-0 lead for Grand Lake. And then two quick goals coming exactly 21 seconds apart. McGivry from Graves and McNutt. That were both of those goals. And the latest, Ty Gunter from Gage Emberley at 1:23. We'll be back, second period of action on Maritime Stream Team. And all ready for period two action. 4-2 in favor of Grand Lake. Already a hat trick in this game so far by Ty Gunter of the Wild. McGivry, he's chasing. He has two so far. The only two for the Kings. Around the boards it'll go. McNutt trying to move it by Cipher. This one hits the netting and will be out of play. To the right of McCarthy. The defensive zone draw for the Kings. Won by the Wild. They try to set it up. Cipher moving down the board, trying to throw that to the middle. That one went off the skate of McNutt. Still with it is Cipher in the corner. Waiting, stopping, going around the net, taken away by Graves. It'll be rimmed around the boards. Moving that out in front, and tried to hit Cipher. That one goes off the feet of McNutt and will now be taken back by the Kings. Graves trying to find possession, being chased now by Fashko, moving to the middle, having a stick lifted, trying to get a shot. And great defensive play by the Wild to upend what was a partial breakaway. Now being sent back down into the Lancaster end. Delayed icing, and that will be indeed so. And Hosford looking like he was on that rush, talking to the official. Looking like he wanted something. Hosford behind the net. Waiting, looking, passing out in front. That had deflected towards the blue line. Kept in by McGivry. The goal scorer for both Lancaster goals so far. And thrown zipped right through the crease. And will go across over to the near boards. Digging at it is Emberley. Very aggressively at that. Delayed offside for Lancaster as they try to exit the zone. Grand Lake bringing it up. There's a pass, a stretch pass attempt. We go all the way down, and that is an icing right near the net of McCarthy. Bring it back to his own end by Lancaster with Sear working out in front. The shot scores! And guess who? Ty Gunter. Why not making an even 4 on the morning? And a bit of a defensive zone giveaway. That's going to cost Lancaster with Ty Gunter out in the slot, going through the 5-hole of McCarthy. Now Grand Lake back up to a 3-goal lead where they once were just a couple minutes ago in the first period. Wrapping around the boards for Sear. Having pressure from Gaddis. Grand Lake goes up to the blue line. It's Court that eventually gets it out. Skating back, Gunter trying to work his way around Downey. Up with speed, he's done a full half circle, working his way into the zone. Passing that out, hits the side of the net. Now it's taken out. Downey trying to go against the wall, successfully does. Downey has Court with him. And now Sear joining the rush. Downey stepping in and just couldn't hold on to possession. It's back to Gunter. Wild going back the other way with numbers. Gunter stepping in, drop pass, the shot saved, rebound Gaddis, couldn't quite get a handle on it. Underhill for Lancaster, trying to pass it up through the feet of McGee that was blocked, had tried to stretch his man. Now that's McGivry. Throwing it in behind the net of Swift. Haley fanning on the first clearing attempt, and now it goes over to Gunter along the wall. Moving near the timekeeper's box, stepping in, saucer pass to the middle. Another try will go into the corner. Gaddis tried to throw between the legs of Graves. Going around McDonald. Back in his own end, sending it cross ice. McGivry moving in along the right wing. McGivry with time and a lot of space. Try to throw that a saucer pass to Gaddis. Will be gloved down by Swift out in the Grand Lake net. That latest Grand Lake goal, it's Gunter from Austin Emberley and Ethan Haley at 13-18 of the second period. Now getting down, we got less than 12 to go. Backhander from McGivry, that's turned away by the shoulder of Swift. Gonna go up to the blue line now after it being rimmed across the board. McNutt, down McGivry. I tried to throw that through the crease. It's now across, back for Kelly at the blue line. Making a nice dangle to get by Emberley. A shot taking a weird bounce and will miss the net. Rimmed around, this one stopped. McNutt, the shot tipped. Rebound. Save again by Swift. And what a save to rob Graves of getting another one back for Lancaster. Hosford had tried to put that out in front, just ended up putting behind the net. Gage Emberley. That one's a weak clear. Stopped by Kelly at the blue line. He shoots. Behind the net it goes. Grand Lake throwing it out, delayed icing. This one's going to go right on McCarthy. Stops it with his stick. Has a man approaching, makes a nice pass over for McNutt, who moves around the net, evading Fastgoal. McNutt, pass at the left wing, stepping in. Hosford working his way in, pressured by Fastgoal and taken down by Emberley, rather. Not Fastgoal, excuse me. So a Lancaster man advantage to follow. Not much past 11 to go in the second period. Lancaster off to their first man advantage of the day and looking to capitalize, and they are needed. There's Bailey pressuring up McNutt, trying to move to the middle as a man, and will be cleared down to the Lancaster end towards the net of McCarthy. Back with speed, McNutt in the corner. Surveying the area is Bailey for the Wild. McNutt going to leave a little drop pass for Kelly. Kelly back to McNutt, playing a little game of catch, give and go right to Kelly. Kelly stepping in, working around one, the shot scores! A little bit of pushing and shoving after in the opposite corner, but the Lancaster Kings have scored on the power play. And this one from a great effort, Brady Kelly, from end to end with some nice give and goes, with McNutt stepping in, not even cutting around a defenseman, just getting that low shot into the net. And that's sometimes all you need, just to get one on net, not try to dangle through 5 guys. And we had a bit of rough stuff after. Lancaster might still be on a man advantage, and it seems that way. So Lancaster, after just scoring on the power play, is going to get another one. But it's something behind the play. It was happening in the far corner as Kelly was celebrating close to the corner of his bench. And here we go, 1 for 1 on the man advantage so far. Rimmed around by McDonald. Thrown across, trying to get that one for Underhill. He's going to race against Cypher. Sent back, Sear. He's going to go across McDonald. He sees McClary, who dumps it into the zone against the wall. Attempted clear by Jenkins, stopped to the line. McDonald trying to send that back down to Downey. Skating up, back up McDonald. Waiting, shooting. That one never got on net. Another try by Downey will be taken away by Jenkins and cleared down to 200 feet to the other side of the ice. Underhill waiting and going across. A pass over for Graves. Stepping in. His pass target fell on the ice. It looks like that was Sear losing an edge. Now moving back, Jenkins. Stepping up in the corner. Applying some pressure to McDonald. Now moving back, McGivry. A pass in and out of the glove of Bailey. Grand Lake now doing a great job at killing this call. Gunter stepping up for the Wild. Working in, trying to get around McNutt. With the shot turned away by the pad of McCarthy out in the net. Graves taps it by Miller. Now trying to get past Jenkins. Stumbling to his knees and will now find his way behind the net. McGee tried to work his way into the corner. Gives it off to his teammate. It's cleared all the way down the ice. Underhill stepping up, passing right to the Grand Lake blue line. That one skips over the stick of Hosford. Clear will just be held in by McGivry. Hosford waits, tries to go across, and didn't get the pass off. He was pickpocketed before having the ability to do so. Power play over for Lancaster. Full strength. Kelly behind his cage, passing through and tried to get that one over for Graves that had knocked off his backhand. Miranda stepping in for Grand Lake over the line. Miranda past Underhill, still on it, right out in front. The shot saved by McCarthy. It was Gunter again. That's a massive shocker. Finding his way in the slot at the right place at the right time. Kings with it in the neutral zone. Kelly, he has the latest goal. And that one's assisted only to McNutt on the beautiful give and goes they were constructing their own zone. A shot that's saved. Back to the blue line. Caught. Kelly with a shot redirected. Another stop made by Swift. Cleared up and high. It's a foot race for it. Skating back and going to rim the waist is McNutt. That's Kelly rather. Skating around the net. Going rink wide and seeing Lopeman. Lopeman stepping in. Not with too much speed. Trying to get around Haley. Trying to go backhand, backdoor, taken away by Miranda, will be wired across the board to be blocked in by McNutt. Stepping in, going across, McNutt, the pass, the shot just over the over the crossbar and into the glass. Another clear. That's what just kept in by McDonald on the line. He shoots it. Or maybe it wasn't kept. Little bit of a scrum near the Lancaster bench. Looks like it's Gunter that was in for the Wild after being told to head to his bench. Grand Lake putting it behind the net of McCarthy. On defense, it's Underhill. I tried to send that over, intercepted by Emberley, the one-timer attempt, and that was blocked out in front. It was Gage Emberley trying to go across for Austin Emberley. And that one, the Kings defense well aware of the case and blocking anything from happening. Underhill. I tried to put it in for Lopeman. This time successful in putting it behind the net of Grand Lake. Moved across the boards. Trying to bring it up was Austin Emberley going back. McDonald trying to pass them through center, deflected off the tape of Emberley. Sear trying to battle in. Sear still with it. Thrown to the middle. A chance, and the shot just goes over the net. Tying up sticks, but still not able to prevent a shot on net. And a good save made McCarthy. Or rather, Swift in net for the Wild. Flipped out of the zone. Emberley skating in. Back pass, Austin Emberley skating in, trying a shot. This one's going to get to the net, and the rebound. Waiting for it was Bailey and had his stick tied up. McGivry trying to pass one over to Haas-Reedy to try to windmill deep. Wild going back the other way. Stepping in was Bailey and trying to send that across for Emberley. McDonald for the Kings. Graves, soft dish off. McGivry, this one misplaced. It's going to go all the way back for Scribner. And now will come outside the zone in the opposite wing. Emberley, a pass. Bailey lost it in his feet, delayed offside. They're going to touch it up. And we're getting close to less than 5 in the second period. Now a 2-goal deficit thanks to the latest goal from Brady Kelly of the Kings. Was moved behind the net by Scribner and then cleared up by the Wild. This one will not have enough for icing. It just slows down. That's the perfect clear and not causing an icing. McNutt had tried to move it along the boards. 4 Wild players were there. Bailey throwing that out in front, had tried to see Fasquell, and that one's taken away by Graves. He'll pivot and quickly move back the other way. Graves stepping in, trying to move in on Fasquell. That's Jenkins rather defending him. Fasquell was right near. Wild leaving the zone. Fasquell stepping in on Kelly, and Kelly will kick it away from his blade. Fasquell again going to find the loose puck in the corner. Fasquell bring it to the net. Swatting at it is McNutt, and he's down behind the net, still with possession, trying to whack it off the boards. Now it'll go across. Andrews trying to move it outside. This one's kept into the line. Down low with it is Graves. He'll rim it softly around the boards. Kelly waiting, stepping back, going over to McNutt. McNutt in the corner, back across for Kelly. Kelly with a bit of time and a good bit of space will now make a good pass up across for Graves. Graves in the middle, trying to get it off his twig and get it over to McGivry. And he had been pressured by 2 Wild players before being able to do so. Shot back by Grand Lake. It's touched by a high stick, and they are going to call it. One ref that waved it off, the one nearest to the puck. Lancaster off the draw, rimmed around the boards, caught at the ringette line. McGivry waits and throws it to the middle for Graves. He goes across for Hosford on the near boards, trying to send that back to the middle. This one will go softly to Swift. He'll play it out in the corner. Graves around the boards. This one's going to be out of the reach of McGivry, and now he'll have to go fight with a Wild player down in the corner. McGee rimming that across, kept in McDonald. Back behind Hosford, getting it on his backhand, turning to his forehand and looking for an option. And he had been poked away before being able to get a chance on net. Underhill across McDonald. And we're going to have a penalty call. This one looks like it may be going against Lancaster. And the man who has 2 goals is going to be McGivry stepping into the box for body contact. Draw in the Lancaster end. They win it, take it out, and it's Graves that sends a backhand towards the boards, and now back for it is Miranda of the Wild. Miranda waiting, skating back, throwing it across. This one almost kept in by McDonald, but moved back by Cypher. Cypher speeding up, battling with Graves as they move into the corner. Both going down. Reese trying to throw that out in front, being pinned up against the boards. Cypher in there as well. Gunter, it goes up to the line, waiting, slap shot, and just misses the net. Hosford gets it out of the zone. This one's past Miranda. Potential 2-on-1. Hosford to the middle. Shoots, scores! And shorthanded is Ryan Hosford, getting Lancaster back to within 1. Had a 2-on-1 with Graves, decides to go for a dangle, successfully gets by Haley and puts it just over the pad of Swift. And it's now going to be 4 goals for Lancaster and 5 for the Wild. Grand Lake still on the man advantage. Cleared back in McNutt. This one going behind, then it'll be rimmed and taken by Downey. Downey skating back for the Lightning. McNutt waits, clears. This one will go just next to the tape of Sear. He'll dump it in. Wild still with it. Pass through center. Taking it back. Grand Lake working their way in. Emberley had tried to drop it over to Austin Emberley. Now it's Haley. Going across. Wild step into the zone. That's poked away by Sear. Going outside. The late offside. And bringing it back. Wild regroup. A pass that goes right through center. Emberley stepping in. Drop pass. Austin Emberley with the shot. And that one's caught by the glove of McCarthy. Bailey tried to go up to the blue line, loose out in front. That was Fasquell. Now bringing it back is Graves. Full strength, last minute of play, last minute of the second, and these teams will both get a break heading into the third. Moving back in is Bailey on his backhand, trying to get around McDonald, sent down. Now back up to the blue line. Behind the net. Underhill leaving that off for McDonald. It's rimmed around Hosford, sending it along the wall. It'll go back for the Wild. Sent along the boards by Scribner. It's Hosford stepping in. He has the latest goal for the Lightning. For the Kings, rather than a shot. Saved by Swift. Now we'll go behind the net. Hosford still possession. Pass it in front. McGivry. The shot is over and hits the glass. Another great chance for him in this one. He has 2. And looks to make it 1 more for that odd number 3. Wild bring it in. Bit of a collision and a scrum heading into the zone as we get down to the last 10 seconds. McDonald shooting it out. This one blocked in by Bailey. Needs to get a shot off quickly. Will be unable to. And that ends our second period. Grand Lake up by 1. It's 5-4. We'd like to take the time to thank our current, it's over 150 watching along with us for semifinal action of the Hockey New Brunswick U18C Provincials here on Maritime Stream Team. We'll be off for 10 minutes, but be back for third period action. Kings and Wild. After a couple of technical difficulties during that, Malaki McGivery went top shelf for Lancaster, and Lancaster is now up 3-0 despite what our scoreboard shows. And there's a shot on Thibodeau. He sticks it away with ease. Wallet going around. Boudreau skating over the Bulger. Tried to send it out into the middle. Ends up in the corner. Lancaster trying to break out of the zone. It's held in at the blue line here by Benoit. Nearing the 8-minute mark. And we have a penalty. It looks like it's too many men. And it looks like this is going to be against Trackety. So Matt Jean looks to be heading to the box for Trackety. So we're going to have a Lancaster power play. We're going to have a 2-minute power play here in favor of the Lancaster Kings. Lancaster are starting their man advantage. Trying to work their way outside the zone. Cleared back behind the net of McCarthy. Plays down out over for Court. Back behind the net, there'll be a little stretch pass for McGivry. He has the third goal in this one, working his way up, backhanded to the middle. Waiting, going across, back to the blue line. Backhanded down, this one will hit the stick of Hosford, going down behind the net. That one against Buldage. Hosford, blue line, waiting, open shot, saved, the rebound, another great save from Thibodeau. Stretching out the pad on the rebound and denying McGivry backdoor. There's an initial shot here in the slot from Sam McNutt, and he's right there to pounce on the rebound. And elsewhere in the tournament in Riverview, the Restigouche North Vikings have just defeated Louisville by a score of 4-3. And there'll be one other game tonight in Riverview, and that's Grand Lake and KV kicking off at 8 o'clock. Lancaster still with it on the man advantage. Just less than 45 to go. They enter the zone along the blue line. Waiting, trying to send that in front. Loose puck. It's shot right next to Thibodeau. He has to think quick to kick it out. And it's cleared down. This one will make it past McNutt and down the ice over for McCarthy. McCarthy to McNutt. McNutt up the right side. Going against Benoit. Still with it. McNutt thrown out in front. That one's deflected off the stick of Ouellette. McNutt to the blue line. Skating down. The shot deflected and just over the net. McCauley tried to send that to the blue line. That one makes its way past Sear and Kelly. Lancaster having to regroup. Stretch pass for Sear. Isaac Sear stepping in with a shot and turned away by Thibodeau in his chest. And that's it for our first man advantage of the game. Ending with this shot from Isaac Sear. So far already out to a big lead in favor of the Lancaster Kings. Thrown across the board. Blue line held in. There's a shot attempt. Buldage. He rims that one around over for Basque. Basque sent to the Lancaster blue line. They bring it back in off the boards. Waiting and shooting is Andrews. And a great save made. Thibodeau once more. Getting us right back into action. Dropping a stick for Lancaster's Underhill. Regains possession before it's cleared in by Bulger. Behind his own cage with it, McDonald. Moving his way into the near corner, then making a stretch pass in the middle. That one just hopping over the twig of Lopeman. He has the first goal in this contest. That's sent back for Brideau. Brideau waits, tries to make a pass. This one's going to be no icing. May have tipped off the stick of Bulger. Bulger's going to lay a hit in the back of the net on McDonald. And that is in fact illegal. There's McDonald not impressed. Referee having to separate the two. Shane McDonald and Luca Piel Bulger getting into it a little bit, and Trachy is again going to go down a man for body checking or boarding, one of the two. And he slams his stick in frustration, and he looks like he is gone for the game. Showing some frustration as he leaves the ice. That door didn't do anything. Neither did that door. So Luca Piel Bulger, not going to see him for the rest of this game. So there's a cross check being called by the official, and likely much more. At least one misconduct. With less than 5 minutes to go, Lancaster up by a score of 3-0. And Lancaster Going to go back to the man advantage when we come back. And Lancaster's now off. They got just under 4 minutes on what was an initial cross-check and then a game misconduct. They score! That shot from the blue line did not leave the ice, but traffic in front hinders Thibodeau from seeing it. And this one looks like it's Ryan Hosford from the blue line that capitalized on the first power play of the double minor. It's a shot from the blue line. It looks harmless from McNutt, tipped by Hosford. And that'll be a 4-0 Lancaster game. And third period underway, starting with Lancaster possession. Quickly moving into the zone. There's a shot. That one's blocked, never made its way through. That was Jenkins getting up in the way. Sear throwing that out. Bouncing puck. That'll be gloved down by defenseman Miranda, passing that off to the left. Grand Lake now quickly transitioning to the opposite side. Austin Emberley working that around Kelly. Finding it back in the zone is Court for Lancaster. Trying to go up the wall. Intercepted by Bailey. Back Court trying to clear. It goes right to the blue line. Miranda with a drive. That one sails high over the net. Kelly was standing, getting his stick lifted, going around Court. Clearing it out. This one will just have enough for icing, it looks like. After icing, it's a defensive zone draw for Lancaster. Up 3 at line, shooting across. It's picked up in the middle. Graves stepping in with a drive. That one sails above the netting and into the Zamboni doors. A draw one, trying to put that to the front was McGivry. Goes around Grand Lake trying to initiate a breakout. DeBouvre unable to get it. Shot back in. Hopped off a Swift. Goes right in the air. Unsure of where it was. Miranda back in his own end. Swerving up the middle. Moving his way to the left side. Surveys the whole zone for options and tried to go across. He had tried to see Gage Emberley, and that was just out of his reach. Lancaster struggling to get possession. Underhill. A pass up. McGivry going across the opposite side. Stepping in. Hosford tried to send that to the middle. That one picked off by Miranda. Sent back. Hosford turning over right out in front. McGivry. Shot scores! And give him his third of the game. Lancaster has tied this game up by being down by a deficit of 3, not once but twice in this game. And here a crucial turnover by Hosford, finding it in the zone and sees McGivry placed perfectly out in front of the net, and he'll make no mistake to bury it and ties this game up for Lancaster. Grand Lake quickly taking possession off the draw. Gunter moving in the middle. Emberley with a shot. That one saved by McCarthy out in the cage. Gunter moving back toward the zone end. Cycling it up. Moving in his way in was Bailey before being poke checked off by McDonald. Bailey in the corner. Out in front. There's the shot saved by McCarthy. Grand Lake applying tremendous amounts of pressure right after just allowing the tying goal and making it 5-5 as we now make our way down in the third period. A make or break for either team. That one's going to be Malachi McGivry, his third of the game. There's a shot saved again by McCarthy. Grand Lake has now taken a lot of momentum, iced down, and a much needed break for the Kings for that last goal. McGivry from Graves and Hosford again. That line has linked up not once, not twice, but 3 times this morning at 13:21 to tie this game up at 5 apiece. Lancaster in their own end. Trying to send it out was McClary. It's back for the Wild. Struggling with it. Scribner almost turning that over to Sear. There's a collision involving McCallery. Moving back. Gage Emberley trying to pass that through a couple defense. He had tried to see Fasquel. Now it goes behind the net. McNutt. Moving towards the hash mark. Slips it high in the air. This one not knocked down by Scribner. And it looks like they will call icing. These two teams playing very cautious in the last third period. The semifinals, Provincials here on MSD. McNutt off the winning draw. Going to Hosford, this first line has been absolutely key tonight for Lancaster, flipping it high, and that almost hits our camera above the timekeeper's box. Face off back, left to McCarthy. Emberley trying to get a shot on. That one never made it through, and another chance. He had tried to dangle through one too many men. McGivry to Kelly in the corner. Waits, gets around Cypher, goes back to his D partner McNutt. McNutt passing up to Hosford, who leads this rush for Lancaster. Stepping in, faked a slap shot, and they're in just a bit offside. Graves a bit too jumpy. Face off near the Grand Lake bench. Bounced off the boards by Miranda. Shot back in by the Lightning. McGivry gets his stick lifted by Cypher. It's rotated back by the Kings. Kelly trying to move across the red line, circling back for the puck. Lays a backhander off against the boards to Hosford. Hosford stepping in. It tried to go from end to end with the pass that was taken away by Scribner. Now some sticks coming up high. Nothing coming out of it. Gage Emberley trying to work his way in. McNutt trying to go off the boards. Another bank. This one's going to go all the way down and barely miss the net of Swift. Then we'll go here for an icing with less than 11. These teams still both tied at 5. We may be seeing some overtime on the horizon. Our first of the tournament. Only 3 possible chances to get overtime. We've already seen a tie so far between Dieppe and Tri-County. Tri-County is coming up next after this game, taking on Restigouche. In the second semifinal, winners of each will see the finals at 4:15. Here's Scribner holding the line. Barely will just hold the line, then shoot it back behind the net. McDonald trying to work his way around Austin Emberley. And he held on at the line. Jenkins with a drive. Saved, and it looked to go in the direction of the 5-hole of McCarthy. Quickly off the draw. A couple men fall to the ground and sent back to the Grand Lake zone. Moving back with it. Moving around the net is McGee with speed. Passing it up past Lopman. Hits Gunter right on the white tape. Back for Bailey. Bailey had tried to go across. Had taken a bounce off a King. And will go outside the neutral zone. So they'll have to reset. Bailey trying to chip it in off the glass. It comes back to the Lancaster end. Refs wave it off immediately for no icing. Jenkins trying to stretch his man, working up Gunter to the middle. Gunter with it, trying to get a shot off, and he is upended by McGivry, playing some offense and some defense. 3 goals and some beautiful defensive plays. Flipping over Hosford. I tried to leave that one off for Graves. Hosford moving in. McGivry that had ramped off his backhand. McGee trying to poke it by. Sent back to Bailey, who moves behind his cage. Comes to a rest. Waits and tries to spring Gunter. This one not going to go icing. Gunter going to be the first one behind the net, trying to move and evade McNutt. Into the quarter, they battle for it as now Emberley goes up behind the net. Emberley back into the middle. Still loose. Gunter looking for it. It's just sent over the net. Had it right on his twig. And it's sent just flying over the net. So close to giving Grand Lake the lead again. And another pass that had almost hit Gunter. Knowing him, that would have surely gone in the net if he had possession. Hosford going back up for Lancaster. Upended by Austin Emberley. Shot back right against the timekeeper's box. Cleared in by Lancaster as they have tired bodies trying to get some changes. Emberley across to Bailey. That was not Bailey, rather. That was Miranda, excuse me. Cleared up by Lancaster. Out in the zone. Levine waiting. Trying to go over the red line. Miranda having another chance. Pass to the middle. Cypher trying to get a shot off. Another try from Fasquel. And that one never got through. And we have what looks to be a head contact call. And we have head contact. It looks like it's against Lancaster. All their players looking confused. Underhill confused. Maybe he just got another call with it. Here's going to be the chance from earlier from Gunter right in front of the net. Has the wide open net and just lifts it over the cage. That one's going to be a killer. We have 7:59 left to go. Now it's going to be a 4-minute power play for Grand Lake. We'll have to see the exact calls on game sheet here in a minute. The Grand Lake now with a key opportunity to try to take back the lead. They were up 3-0 and 5-2 at some points in this game. Here walking in, Miranda going behind the net. Pass out in front, it goes almost up to the blue line. It's Hosford bringing it back for the Kings. He has a short-handed goal here so far. He's nailed up against the boards. That was Downey rather, not Hosford. Now moving in, Emberley trying to find on his feet. Gage Emberley waits, blue line, Jenkins walks up, pass back door, the shot saved by McCarthy. Now here's another try, it's fired past Jenkins. Now behind the net, Gage Emberley. Starting the rush for Grand Lake. Moving in, it's taken away by Lancaster. They cleanly exit the zone. Hosford, a little pass off for Graves. Trying a shot, that one's blocked right in front of him by Jenkins. Gage Emberley going back the other way, past the blue line. And through for Faskell, stepping in, trying to cut to his left. Wrap around, and a shot just sent wide. A little spinorama turnaround shot is missed and just sent wide of the net. Less than 3 to go. Again, closing in on 2.5. Faskell behind the net on his forehand, going back to his backhand. Trying to deke out his opposition. Trying to throw it back door off the feet of Court. Still loose and taken by Gage Emberley. Behind the back, backhand pass, sharp angle shot, saved. Miranda just holding the line, stepping back in for the Wild backdoor, waiting, Emberley the shot and just misses the net. Miranda holding the blue line. They have been in the offensive zone this whole time. Behind the net, Cypher waiting, shooting, and just misses the net again, and it'll be cleared back by McGivry. Wild regrouping, and Underhill's in the box. Originally a 2-minute minor for head contact and a 2-minute unsportsmanlike. Gave him a total of 4. Stepping up, McGee for the Wild. McGee moving past Lopeman, in, tries a shot, didn't have much on it. He was defended well. I believe that's McDonald. Shot back into the Grand Lake zone. Moving with speed around his net is DeBoover. Watched by Lopeman, cutting around. And it'll go around for Jenkins. Jenkins on the far boards, trying to get around Lopeman. Now it's sent Gunter across, working in. Here's a shot that didn't have much on it. It looked like that one was from Peed. That's Austin Emberley throwing that in front of the shot from DeBoover, and a nice save made McCarthy. Time slowly winding down in this game. Less than 5 to go. Still tied at 5 apiece between Grand Lake right out in front. It's Dax DeBoover just waiting for it. Had it right in the slot, right place, right time. And was just so close with the shot to lifting it over McCarthy and into the net. Loose puck quickly cleared out. Maybe a breakaway shorthanded. Here we go. Working up. Here's a shot attempt saved by Swift, and he crashes right into the net as Downey. And Lancaster wants a penalty. Downey goes hard into the net. He looks to be all right. And again, another chance shorthanded from the Kings. They have one so far earlier. That was from Hosford. But here we go. Here's Downey on the breakaway, getting waxed a bit from everywhere, then ramming into the net. And it doesn't look like this one will come with a call. Still some confusion as to what's happening. Faceoff's going to go outside into the neutral zone. We continue with the Grand Lake man advantage. Moving in with it, trying to cut. Here's Gunter, trying to throw it to the slot. Still loose before it's sent over the net. Back for it, another try that misses the net. Less than 30 seconds to go still. Here's a shot glove down by McCarthy. And that will end play with just less than 4.5. Off the drop, one by Grand Lake. There's a shot off the pad of McCarthy and will go into the corner. Austin Emberley going across to Boover behind the net, being chased by Kelly. Trying to pass that one back over to Emberley. Puts it back behind the net. This one goes out of play. Getting around 4 minutes still left. No goals have been scored in this game about until 11 minutes ago, where McGivry tied it up for Lancaster. That was included in his third of the game. An incredible effort from him so far. We have McGivry 3 for Lancaster, and Gunter, he has 3 for Grand Lake. Kelly trying to wrap around his net. Tries to clear it, just throws it up to the blue line. McGee stripped from Graves. Graves working up. Power play now expired. Stepping up. McGivry with a backhander and didn't get any of it. And it's taken away by Bailey. Going to be held in at the line. Hosford stepping in. Ryan Hosford trying to work his way to the middle. Another try. Has sent it into the corner. McGee for Grand Lake. Off the boards. Now to center for the Kings. They'll dump it back in. Skating back, Bailey. Again across the wall, trying to hit Gunter. Taken back by the Lancaster defense. It's Bailey across for Scribner. Shot up. Back in the possession of the Kings. McGivry. Back for Scribner. Going across for Bailey. These teams playing cautious as of right now, but here's a turnover. Lancaster moving into the zone. It was McGivry trying to out-dangle Austin Emberley, and he is stripped of the puck. Scribner back at his own blue line. Moving in, Gunter. Over for Gage Emberley, stepping in, pass 2, pass Sear, pass Lopeman. Still with it, going to the blue line. Scribner with a shot through traffic. That one never made its way through. Now put in front of the crease. They whack at it before it's sent across over to the near boards. Kings try to bring it out. Thrown in a delayed offside. This gives some time for the Wild to regenerate a little bit. Miranda going behind the net for Gage Emberley. Just less than 2.5 in this game as we get to over 175 currently with us on this Sunday morning, Championship Sunday. Wild bring it out and into the zone. Fastwell stepping in, trying a drive. And that one had been blocked by McDonald, who had been right in front of him. Fastwell trying to throw that one in front. Almost an unfortunate bounce. Kings going back the other way with speed. Moving up. McGivry throwing it to the net. And a collision again right next to the net. That takes the net off. McGivry trying to make a pass to the middle. Again, his intended target, Hosford, gets tangled up with Scribner a little bit. Lancaster in the offensive end. McGivry moves that around the net of Swift. It goes into the corner for Cypher. Cypher clears it up. It'll go near the red line. Thrown across. McGivry stepping back in on Miranda. McGivry, the shot. Takes a weird bounce, but an easy save made by Swift. Less than 1.5. Still left in this game, and the clock just updates to 1:33. Off the faceoff, Bailey trying to move it across, intercepted by McGivry in the offensive zone. That one taken away by Fashgold. He's being chased by Graves as they rush back through neutral ice. A nice move from Fashgold to get in between the feet of Graves, and he's stopped by a Lancaster defenseman. Jenkins, little pass up, tried to get that to Cypher. Kelly going around for McNutt behind the net. McNutt pass right through center. Graves up with speed, going against Bailey. Takes a safe play and dumps it in behind the net. While working out of their zone, it's Cypher. Going up past the red line in for Emberley. Delayed offside, he goes back. Far side, Jenkins winding up with a shot. That one misses the net. Fashgold getting it back towards the ringette line. Pressure coming in quickly from McGivry. Fashgold moving to the middle, trying a shot. That one's blocked and taken away by Lancaster. Less than a minute left. Hosford walking in, trying to dance his way to the front. And it looked like to lose an edge. Jenkins to Fashgold, stepping in, moving his way past one. Taken down. Here's McNutt off the boards. This one will get outside the zone. Less than 20 to go. Third period on a tie game. Here's a shot saved by Swift. Another chance. And the defenseman tying up the stick. Can't quite pinpoint who it is. Now going up. DeBoover stepping in. Needs to shoot quickly. Tries a shot. Goes high in the air. Bouncing around. They dig at it right as the buzzer ends. And a bit of pushing and shoving after the third period. Gunter's down on the ground. And we are off to some overtime action in our first semifinal game between the Kings of Lancaster and the Wild of Grand Lake. We'll be back after a quick break. It's overtime on Maritime Stream Team. And here we go, overtime, where heroes are made. It's 10 minutes of 5-on-5, and then we'll see what happens next in a game that has been tightly contested all the way. Prosperity and adversity all the way through. And still we remain here tied at 5-5. Lancaster and Grand Lake here on MST. Grand Lake quickly brings it in. Trying to move its way around the net. McDonald throws it back. That one just gets by Bailey. Hosford trying to bring it out. Bailey extending the stick to reach it and poke it out in the corner. Now moving to the net. Backhander to the side of the net. That one awfully close. DeBoer battling out in the corner. Move back by Bailey. McDonald in the offensive zone corner. Moving to the net. Grant Lake going around. Bailey hits the brakes. Pass out in front. Trying to get the DeBoer. Another try saved by McCarthy. Didn't see their traffic. Oh, man. Gunter waiting right back door. The one went right through the crease. Stopped it at the line. Grand Lake applying an immense amount of pressure so far here in this overtime period. Lancaster in the offensive zone. It's rimmed around the boards. Kelly in there to try to stop it. This one's going to be deflected. It's going to go all the way down the ice. You're just tuning in. Welcome to overtime action between Lancaster and Grand Lake, our first semifinals. Next game's going to be delayed. Scheduled to start at 11:30. Still have the flood to go. This game's still not decided. Grand Lake throwing it around the cage. And here we go. Emberly up with speed. Gage Emberly over the blue line. Stopping, cutting in on his backhand. Turning around, throwing that out in front to the blue line. Scribner trying to make a pass and accidentally deflects it outside the zone. So Grand Lake having to reset. Work it in. Trying to go back door for Emberly. Another try saved by McCarthy. To the blue line. It squirts out. Another try. And it's blocked out in front. Kelly speeding up for Lancaster. Brady Kelly has one of the goals here in this game. Will take the safe route and dump it in to get his team some changes. Fastball back in his own end for the Wild. Passing through center. Tried to hit Emberly. And this one's going to go for icing. And what a stretch pass that almost was. Here's a replay from earlier. It was close to being ended. Fastball with a shot right on McCarthy. And McCarthy denies it to keep us going. Any shot can be the winner. Offensive zone draw for Lancaster, but behind the net of the Wild. Hosford throwing it up to the line for McNutt. McNutt tried to backhand that back down. Wild comes steaming back the other way. Almost a misplayed pass. Emberly off his teammate's skate. Stepping back is Hosford. Trying to move in. Got tangled up with a Wild player. Now goes back into the middle for Underhill. Light pass off for Graves. Graves stepping in with a shot along the ice. That one saved and turned away by Swift. We're in an intense semifinal game as Tri-County and Restigouche watch on from just behind the glass. All eyes in this building on this game right now, including almost 200 following live online here on YouTube on Maritime stream. There's going to be a big collision. Underhill falls into the boards. Trying to work his way around is McNutt now. Thrown to the net, turned away by McCarthy. That shot may have surprised him. McGivry, a pass up through center. Hosford going over the line, hitting the brakes. Hosford waits, tries to move his way to the middle, taken away by Gunter. Has 3 goals so far in this one. Underhill attempting to clear it in. Successfully does. Grand Lake still with it in their own end. Trying to move their way out. It's Hosford. Flipping it up. Caught down and brought in. Bailey walking in. Drop pass. Gunter Passing over, could have had the shot, but I tried to send it to DeBoover. Back around by Underhill. McNutt against the wall. This one intercepted by Emberley. Stepping in, looked to have been taken down. Caught back and moved by Graves. To the middle now in his own end. McNutt tried to pass it through center. Taken away by Grand Lake as they move their way back up. Still loose, players bumping, but going back. Fast goal, stepping in, all alone, the shot just misses the net. Another pass in front, they score! Overtime winner for Grand Lake. They are off to the finals. We'll see you at 4:15. Underhill not happy. He's trying to go after it in their celebration. And grand finals, Grand Lake off to the finals here in this one. And Underhill not happy with the officials. And here we are. We're going to get a close look at their celebration. They have won by a score of 6-5 here in overtime. It's Fast with the initial shot, then goes backdoor for guess who? Ty Gunter scores not his first, second, or third, but his fourth of the game. And he gives Grand Lake the victory. And we'll get the MVP presentations, and we hope to see you for our next semifinal game, Tri-County Restigouche here on Maritime Stream Team.